to Fun Scholar Academy. So today we are here again with a new topic, with a new lecture, that is pollination. So do you know what is pollination, or have you heard the term before? I hope you have. Have you heard the term pollen grains? Have you heard this term? So from this pollen grains, the term pollination is being derived. The process by which the pollen grains are transformed from one plant to another is known as pollination. First, to deal with pollination, we will start the chapter with how pollination takes place, what is the organ of reproduction in plant, why pollination takes place, and where pollination takes place, who does the process of pollination. Everything will be discussed in this chapter. So here you see there is a beautiful yellow flower in which the bees are coming and sitting over here. See another flower where butterfly is sitting. So why do flowers come and sit in the flower? Okay, so this is the main question with which I am today beginning your topic. Now just see. Such a beautiful flower, isn't it? The flower is the most colorful and beautiful part of the plant, right? Flowers are of different shapes, they are of different colors, they have beautiful fragrance. So that is why, see, whenever you see a flower, you get attracted to it. You try to go and pluck it up, like, isn't it? So insect also get very much attracted to this colorful part of the plant. And also they have sweet fragrance, and some flowers produce nectar, a sweet liquid fluid that is the food of many insects and even birds. So now let's read. Flowers are the most colorful and beautiful parts of the plant, right? We have just now seen how beautiful it is. They are of various shapes, colors, and sizes. See, you can see over here also, apart from this also, you have seen different kind of flowers like rose, china rose, then roses, jasmine, marigold, daisy, lily, lotus, so many kinds of flowers are there. So, see, they are of various shape, colors and sizes. Also, they spread their fragrance all around. So, why nature have created such a beautiful part for you to just go and pluck it up and the next day the flower will die? No, nature has done this beautiful creation. Why? For their reproduction. From flower we get what? From flower, fruits are being formed, and from fruits or inside the fruits there are seeds. Okay, this seed give birth to a new seedling or baby plant, right? So that is the reason flower has been created by the plants. Now see, flowers are the reproductive organ of a plant. Reproductive organ means this flower gives rise to seeds and fruits, and from seeds a new plant or a baby plant is formed when conditions are in favorable. Okay, so they change into fruits which contains seed. Just now I have told you that fruits contain seeds. First comes flower, flowers to fruits, fruits to seeds, seeds when they get favorable condition, they form baby plant or seedling. Thus flower give rise to new plant. Plants that bear flowers are called flowering plants, and those plants that does not bear flower are known as non-flowering plants. Okay? Plants that bear flowers are called flowering plants. So from this slide, what we have seen, that flowers are the most beautiful part of a plant, which are bright in color. They have different shapes and sizes. They have fragrance. Also, they contain food for insects. For insects and birds. All nectar. Even we human beings, we eat fruits, right? And we throw away the seeds. So these seeds are the future baby plant. If the seeds would have got favorable condition, they would have become or grown into a new plant. Done. And so flower is the most important and reproductive part of the plant. What is reproductive organ? Reproductive organ is such organ from which in future a baby embryo or a baby plant is being formed. Okay, and those plants that bear flowers are known as what? Flowering plants. Done. Now third, we have known that flower is the most beautiful part of the plant. Now, in this part, we will learn about different parts of flower. Right? Now, just look at this picture. This stalk-like structure which holds the flower with the stem. This is the stem. This is known as pedicel. Okay. Now, this green color structure that holds all the parts of flower together, this is known as thalamus. Okay. Second, see, this is a leaf kind of structure over here. Okay. This is known as sepal, and the beautiful red color part is known as petal. Okay. Now over here, just see, there is thin elongated pipe-like or filament-like structure. This is known as stamen, and this pot-like structure is known as pistil or carpel. This is known as pistil. Another name is carpel. Another name is carpel. Okay. Now see. A flower is generally attached to the stem by a stalk called pedicel. Known as pedicel. Okay, the solen end of the pedicel is known as receptacle or thalamus. This part which holds all the parts of flower together is known as thalamus. The main parts of the flower, just now I have told you, sepal, which is the leaf-like green structure, petals, which are the colorful red part, stamen and pistil. These are known as four holes of the flower. Okay, now let us see through a 3D dimension figure. See such a beautiful flower. This part is the part which holds all the flower together. Just now I have said this is known as what? Thalamus. Right? And this leaf-like structure is known as sepal. And this colorful red color part is known as petal. And this thin filament-like structure which has a swollen bulge in the upper part is known as stamen. And this pot-like structure, this part is known as pistil or carpel. Okay, can you see? Just note it down properly. Such a beautiful picture is being given. Just take a screenshot to understand this in a better way. Just see. Can you see? See, this is the filament, this is the pistil, this is the stamen, this is the petal, and this leaf-like structure is the sepal, and the thing that is holding all the parts together is known as thalamus. Understood how it does looks? So beautiful if everything is being separated. Okay. Now let's watch a video about introduction to a typical flower.
In our previous video, we have looked at leaves, their structure, modifications in them, and many such interesting concepts. Now let's talk about the next organ of the plant body, the most important organ that serves the function of reproduction. I'm referring to the flower. Wait, flowers are meant to enhance the beauty of the plant, right? They make the plant look beautiful. So why are we saying that they are instrumental in the reproductive process? Well, that's because the primary function of any flower is always reproduction. It's not to enhance the beauty of the plant. So let's study this organ in detail. This is how the typical structure of a flower looks. The parts are more or less same in all the flowers. So we consider this as a representative figure to study the structure and parts of all flowers. Let us get to know the flower as we gradually move from its core to the exterior. So this first structure that we can see here is called the pistil. If we zoom in on the structure, you will notice that it has a slender top and a bulge at the bottom. This structure on top is usually sticky and is called the stigma. The slender tube-like structure is called the style. And this bulging bottom is nothing but the ovary. Wait, if this is the ovary, then does that mean that this structure is the female reproductive part of the flower? Yes, it is. The pistil is the female reproductive part of the flower. So our next part will be the main reproductive part. Yes, these long filaments that we can see are the main reproductive organs, each called the stamen. The stamen consists of this filament and this bag on top is known as the anther. The anther contains the polar grains which are nothing but the main gametes of the plant. Now the next structure in our list will be these delicate and colorful ones. We know these structures, right? They are called petals. And these lower green colored structures are known as sepals. Now, among all these structures, the male and the female reproductive organs are categorized as the essential parts, whereas the petals and the sepals are categorized as the non-essential parts. But why is this? Are they not necessary for the flower? No, that's not the case. They are necessary, but let's see how. The essential parts are directly involved in reproduction, while the non-essential parts are not. In simple words, the male and the female reproductive parts participate in the reproductive process. However, the petals and the sepals are not directly involved in it. In fact, the petals are only meant for attracting birds and insects for pollination. That is the reason why they are so vibrant and beautifully colored. By the way, what do we mean by pollination? Coming up next, let's learn about this beautiful process and even understand the role of each part of a typical flower.
So you have seen the video and now I will explain the further things what you have seen in the video. Okay. Now the first part comes the sepal. What did I just say? That the leaf-like structure which is attached with the thalamus is known as cephal. Okay. Sepal forms the outermost hole or part of a flower. Okay. This is the first outermost part or first part. Okay. They are green leaf-like structures. They are green leaf-like structures, right? Present at the base of the flower. Okay, now one leaf-like structure is known as sepal. When there are like this way, many leaf-like structure, then this part will be known as calyx. Okay, sepal is the unit of calyx, one leaf-like structure which is present at the base of the flower is known as sepal. But when more than one sepals are present together around the flower, it is known as calyx. The base sepal you can see is in case of hibiscus plant. This is like this. Okay, and then the petals grow like this. Okay, don't judge my drawing. I'm just doing it to make things understandable to you. See, there are 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sepals together, they will known as calyx. When one leaf-like structure, then it will be called sepals. And when more than one leaf-like structure, they will be known as calyx. They protect the flower at the bud stage. It is the calyx from which when it is bud stage means this type, and here it is the sepal. Right? Let me use two colors so that you understand. Like this, or better it will be and from here this is the baby bird or baby flower. Okay, and this part is the calyx. It protects the baby flower or it protects the flower till it buds into a whole flower. Okay, so they protect the flower at the bud stage. This is the bud stage. This is the bud stage. So what did we learn from this one? Sepal is the leaf-like structure present at the base of the flower. Okay, when more than one sepal is present at the base, it is known as calyx. And what is the function of this calyx? The function of the calyx is to protect the what? To protect the baby flower at the budding stage. Okay, done? Clear? Now next. Next, there comes our petals. What are petals? See, this beautiful, colorful, most colorful part of the flower of any flower is known as petal. So, if more than one sepal is known as calyx, similarly, there are how many petals here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, when more than one petal is present in the flower, that will be known as corolla. Okay, that will be known as corolla. Now, petals form the second whole of the flower. They are usually the most colorful part of the flower. The petals are collectively known as corolla. Some petals produce fragrances that attract insects. So what is the function of petal? It is such beautiful color and it is full of fragrance. Why? To attract what? To attract other animals like insects, birds, and even us human beings. So let's revise once again. Petals are the second most whole of the flower. Okay, one petal, one colorful part known as petal, more colorful part or more than one petal together they are known as corolla. Okay, and they produce what? Apart from color, they produce fragrance which attracts other animals. Done? Now third part, that is stamen. Okay, now it is the most vital part of the part. Just see this filamentous structure which has a solen part in the above and rest is thin like structure. This part is known as stamen. What is this? This is a single stamen. Now if I take the structure of stamen, the solen part is known as anther, and this long tentacle like structure, this is known as filament, and this solen part contains what? Pollen grains. At the beginning of the chapter I have told you, have you heard the name of pollen grains? So this is the part where pollen grains are being produced. The pollen grains are being produced where? In the anther of stamen. And what is stamen? Stamen is a long filamentous structure that has a bulging. This bulge is known as anther and the long pipe-like structure is known as filament. Now let's read. Stamen forms the third hole of the flower. Now this is the male reproductive organ. Okay. So what do you mean by male reproductive organ? In human being or in other animals, you do see there are two kinds of people. One is male, one is female. I am female. Suppose your father is male. You may be a girl, your mother may be a girl, but your father is a female. If you have a brother, he is male. So same thing happens with the plant also. They are also differentiated into male and female type. Okay, and in our society or in other animals, we denote male animal, female animal by some names. Just like that, in flowers also, we call the male flower as as stamen, and one stamen, one filament is known as stamen, and together when there are more than one stamen, this whole thing is known as androecium. This whole thing is known as androecium. Just see, the stamens are collectively known as androecium of a flower. Each stamen consists of a thin stalk called filament and with a swollen bilobed head called anther. See, the head is like this. This is bilobed and the filament is like this. Sorry, my throat is bit problematic today, but I hope that that will not hamper you. Okay, so what is the function of the male reproductive part? It produces what? It produces pollen grains, which is necessary for formation of what? Nothing but the seeds. Okay, the pollen grains contains the male reproductive cell or the gametes. These pollen grains are nothing but a cell that contains the male reproductive cell or gametes. Let's remember the points one by one. What is stamen? It is the third hole of the flower. One long filamentous structure with a swollen head is known as stamen, which is the male reproductive part. When more than one stamen present in the flower, they are together known as androecium. And what is the function of stamen? Is to produce pollen grains. And where is the pollen grains produced? The structure of stamen is divided into two parts. The upper swollen part is known as anther, which produces the stamen, and the stamen is being held by a long or thin pipe-like structure which is known as filament. Okay, understood? So now the question comes, if this is the male part of the flower, then there has to be the female part of the flower. And what is that female part known as? Okay, that female part we have just now seen that this part, this tube-like part. Let me draw it for you. This tube-like, pot-like structure. This is what? Carpel or pistil. This is the female part of the flower. So carpels are nothing but female reproductive part of a flower. Okay, this female reproductive part, just like any other holes we have seen, he has another name which is known as gynoecium. So gynoecium is the female reproductive part of the flower. Now similarly, like the structure of stamen, here also the structure is divided into three parts. This part is very sticky in nature. Sticky means gluey in nature. Why? So that the pollen grains are very minute structure, so that they come and stick in this part. So from sticky word you remember this part is known as stigma. This part is known as stigma. Now, you often know that girls are very good at doing style. Really, every girl, they have more sense of fashion in comparison to boys. So, girls do style, right? So, this is a girl part. So, the this tube like part is known as style. And style is present where? Style is present in the female reproductive part of the flower. And this whole solen flux like structure, this part is known as ovary. So male had two main part but female had three. First, stigma, how you will remember, the pollen grains get stuck to it. So it is sticky or gluey in nature. That is why the name is stigma. Then the long part. Okay, girls wear different types of style from day to day life. And since this is a female part, so it will do style. So this is the remaining part is style. And this flux like structure is known as ovary. Okay, got it? Understood? Now let's read. Pistil or carpel forms the innermost or fourth whole of the flower. They are the female reproductive part. The pistil together forms the gynoecium of the flower. Just like all other parts, this is the gynoecium. Male was androecium, female is gynoecium. There may be a single pistil or a group of pistil in a flower, just like the stamens. The pistil is flask-shaped unit which is mostly found in the center of the flower. This is the center place, right? The flower I have shown you in 3D dimension, in video, in this slide, in all of this, the female reproductive part is the center, then the male reproductive part, and then the flowers, and the outermost was the sepal or calyx, right? So please don't judge my drawing. I have just done it to make things understandable to you. Okay, now let's proceed. Now we have come to know about all the parts of the flower. See, just now I have told you, just see, the part is divided into three parts. The sticky portion is known as stigma. The girls do style, so gynoecium is nothing but a girl flower, so it has style, this long style. And this flux shape structure, this is known as ovary. Together this thing forms male reproductive organ, or another name is carpel or pistil. These names are very much new to you. Students, so do practice this again and again and watch this video again and again to make concepts clear to you. Just now you will understand and next time you will forget because the names are very new to you, and without practicing again and again it won't be easy for you to remember all these things. So let's read. Each pistil consists of three parts. Stigma is the uppermost part. It is sticky, swollen, sugary surface of the pistil where pollen grains come and get attached. Pollen grains attach. Okay? In this way. Or let me draw it with yellow part. They come and get attached. Okay. Now style is long tube that arises from the base of the stigma and goes down to the ovary. It connects the stigma with the ovary. It connects the stigma with the ovary. Last, ovary is the lowermost swollen base of the pistil. The ovary contains ovules which possesses egg or female gamete. Just like stamen contains male reproductive cell. Similarly, pistil contains female reproductive cells. And the name of the female reproductive cell is egg. Okay? Egg. You often do eat egg and you knew that egg was only being laid by chickens or ducks or birds. But no, every organism, even plants, even we human, every other animal, they contain egg. Some are visible, some are not visible. Okay, the chicken's egg is visible, but in case of plant without microscope, you can't see the egg. Okay, so it is a single cell that will form the future what? Future seed. Okay, so eggs are present also in egg. See, such a fascinating thing I have told you today. Isn't it so fascinating? Still now you knew that eggs are only what you eat, right? No, every plant cell, the female reproductive cell is known as egg, both in case of plants and also in case of animals. Okay? Now, next. This I have shown you already. Okay, this I am showing you just now. Let me complete this first. Okay, now types of flowers. Just now we have seen there are so many types, so many kinds of flower, right? Depending on shape, size, etc. So, on the basis of researching all the flowers together, flowers are divided into two parts depending on their reproductive parts. Okay, one is named as monosexual flower and another name is bisexual flower. Now, what do you mean by monosexual and bisexual flower? ठीक है, see, just I have written based on the reproductive parts, flowers are divided into two types. Okay, in the size different types, on the basis of this that different types, but on the basis of reproductive organ the flowers are divided into two parts. One is monosexual flowers, another is bisexual flower. So what is monosexual flowers? Mono means one and bi means two. So monosexual plants are those plants where the flower will have either male or female plant. If this is the flower, it will be only male, and another flower of the same plant will be female. Understood what is the meaning of monosexual? Monosexual means the flower will either be male or the flower will either be female. Now bisexual means two. That means just the flower we have seen, just the flower we have seen containing both female and male part together. Both male and female reproductive organs are present in the same plant. Those type of flowers are known as bisexual flowers. So let us know this into some more details. Just see, in this flower, monosexual flower, see, this flower contains only anther, stamen, filament. This is the stamen which is divided into anther and filament. Whereas this is the female part which contains, see, the ovary, which contains the ovary. Same again, see, here is the ovary style stigma, but here only anther and filament is present. Just see, this part is absent over here. So this is the female and this is the male. Understood? Any one of the flower will be male and another will be female. A flower that consists of either the male reproductive part, that is stamen, or the female reproductive part, that is the carpel, is known as monosexual flower. Such flowers are known as incomplete flowers. Why? You have just seen that a flower consists of four main parts: calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. So in this flower, see, the gynoecium is absent. In this flower, the androecium is absent. So only 3 of the 4 holes are present. And to make a flower complete, the 4 holes must be present. But monosexual flowers does not has all the 4 holes and they lack any one of them. Thus, they are known as incomplete flower. Now, example is cucumber, maize, papaya are the flowers of the plant which bears only male or female part, and they are known as monosexual flower. From the name monosexual, you will remember mono means one, so only one reproductive organ will be present. And the petals and sepals, they are the accessory part. They do not take part in reproduction. They are just to attract and hold the flower or protect the flower. So they are present in all the flowers. Now next. Next is bisexual flower. Just this flower we have learned at the beginning. It consists of stigma, style, ovary, anther, filament, thalamus, sepal, petal, then male gametes, this is the ovules or eggs. So it has everything in it. So this is a complete flower. Just see. And bisexual means it has both male and female part in the same flower only. Now a flower contains both the male reproductive part and the female reproductive part is called a bisexual flower. Such flowers are known as complete flowers. Okay, because all the holes are present in this flower. Calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium in the same flower only. And when the same 4 things are present in the flower, that flower is known as complete flower. Example is best you can see in hibiscus plant, sunflower plant. Hibiscus means your China rose. or in Bengali or Hindi you call jaba fool. Then rose, sunflower, tomato, pea are some of the plant that bears both male and female reproductive parts in the same flower. Okay, students? So, okay, last thing of today is, see, this is such a big and huge flower. This is the largest flower of the world. Largest flower of the world. And this flower is named as Rafflesia, which is found mainly in Malaysia, Thailand, and Indonesia. It is the largest flower. Just see, the petals are so large, so gigant in structure. Okay, but this is a parasitic plant. Okay, it cannot make their own food. Okay, that is why it is growing in the rotten place where leaves are rotten. See, but it is so beautiful, so attractive. So Rafflesia is the flower which is found in Malaysia, Thailand, and Indonesia only, and this flower is famous because it is the world's largest flower. So you do please remember this factopedia for your own knowledge. So from next day, I will start what is pollination, different types of pollination. Till then, you keep learning, keep growing, and keep shining. See you in the next lesson.